Myopia. Is it really that bad? Can you just get thicker glasses? Is there something more? The answer is yes. There's definitely something more, and let me tell you why it matters for the health of your child's eyes as they get older. Myopia is nearsightedness. That means you can see up close, it's blurry far away. We're seeing it as an epidemic in our children because we're spending so much time indoors on screens. Prescriptions that used to be seen when they're in 20s or 30s, we're now seeing in 4, 5, and 6-year-olds. This hits near and dear to my heart because guess what? I have 4 kids and my wife has horrible eyes. She's got -8. I mean, her eyes are this long. Joke, they're not that long. But when you're nearsighted, it's not just that you need stronger glasses, you're more predisposed to eye diseases as you get older. So let me give you some examples. The biggest risk out there is myopic macular degeneration. As the eye lengthens, the integrity of the back of the eye is not as stable. This leads to a 100-fold increase in macular degeneration as a child ages. Now think about it. If you have a high prescription, the longer you have that high prescription, the more likely you're going to have macular degeneration. Well, if you get a high prescription in your 40s or 50s, okay, that's great. You have about 30 years left of exposure. But if you get a high prescription when you're 6, 7, 8, or 9, you have your whole life ahead of you where that instability is lurking and can cause you to lose your central vision. That's scary to me, and I'm 40. When I look at kids, I don't want them to have that uncertainty for their entire lives. In addition, you're 3 to 5 times more likely to have a retinal detachment. Retinal detachments can lead to complete blindness. Okay, again, that's scary, and that's something if you have a high prescription, you know you're more predisposed and prone to having. That being said, if your risk starts when you're 30 to 40, okay, it's a risk, but it's something that you haven't lived with your whole life. Now again, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old is very young to have that risk only increase as the prescription increases as they get older. So we want to mitigate the prescription. We want to keep it as low as possible for as long as we can. It's the prolonged exposure to having long eyes that increases this risk. Other diseases such as cataracts and glaucoma are more likely in patients that have high prescriptions. These are diseases that will affect you as you age, but again, if the duration of exposure is increased by 40 years, you're more likely to see it happen in your lifetime. That's why we need to mitigate that risk. It's not a matter of getting them thicker glasses. We want them to have healthy eyes for their entire life. So as you can see, we do need to manage their vision, but I'm more concerned about the health of their eyes. The longer you have long, stretched out eyes, the more likely these things are to happen. So the best thing we can do is to limit the length of the eye as much as we can. That's where glasses will help them see, but it's not going to help keep their eyes short. Things such as myopia management with drops, special contact lenses, or overnight retainers reduce the risk of the nearsightedness getting worse. These are things that we can do to make it so your child's eyes don't suffer from these diseases as they age. So although this is an epidemic that's affecting each and every one of our children, it doesn't look like it's gonna go away. We do have treatment options that can slow it down and make it not as big of an issue. If you learned something new, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.